This is Jam Nation.
With Jonesy and Amanda.
It was great to watch the last Holden hurrah in the Bathurst V8s yesterday from Go to Woe. I enjoyed it. I haven't done that for a long time.
And did you macrame your backside to the chair?
I said, everyone be quiet. I'm going to be watching.
Be quiet for 12 hours?
Everyone, I'm going to watch the TV and just enjoy the great race. And I haven't done that for many years. I usually...
But you always watch it, I thought.
I always watch it, but I've been lucky in the past because I've been on the corporate teat and I've been invited to go to Bathurst. And over the last few years, except for 2020 and 2021.
So do you not watch it when you're there?
Well, I go and watch it, but I get into the whole vibe.
Oh, the whole vibe.
And
there you are, and you've got your back to the track and you're chatting to the Lycra girls and it's all happening.
It's not like that. The thing about it is the corporate teat is so good and they really look after you. If you get a chance, if you ever get invited to do something like that, just go. Just doesn't matter if you're about to.
Next minute, you're just looking at the cars in the car parking, and they're incredible.
If you ever get a chance, you just go because it's so good, and you just get looked after like a silkworm.
Vodafone used to invite us. It was lovely.
I used to love it. I'd sit there and I just enjoy it, and you run into interesting people, and you might be talking to.
Okay, corporate teat, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you could be like mixing it up with Sam Armitage or Jennifer Hawkins and you're explaining V8 cars and they're enjoying you. You're all part of it. You're all part of it.
Yeah. It hasn't always been like that. I want you to tell the story of what happened that year that you had to take some listeners, and it was the opposite.
Jonesy's Dirty Weekend.
It was the opposite of corporate teat.
Yeah. Well, what happened with that was I went to Bathurst on the corporate teat with some guys from, I think it was the Solar Tent people who were lovely, and we were there, and we had this is my first time on the corporate teat at Bathurst.
Can you stop saying corporate teat? I do find it off-putting.
Okay.
A corporate event. You're invited on a corporate box.
So this is 2003. We go along there, and I'm talking to these guys, and one of them mentions, well, the 24-hour race is coming up in early, in November or whatever. What about we do a thing called Jonesy's Dirty Weekend, and we come here and we stay for 24 hours and watch the race, and we bring listeners. And I said, that sounds great. That sounds like a great idea. So anyway, we put it to the promotions department at WS, but the promotions department back in those days there wasn't really one. They didn't.
We have a brilliant one now. But
we have a great one now, but back then, when I first came here, this place had no idea. They were like, honestly, they had no idea. And so, where I used to work with you over at Oz Stereo, they had this old saying called "a promise made is a promise delivered." So if you're giving away a prize, you have to live up to that promise. Here, they didn't quite understand that. So I ended up going for Jonesy's Dirty Weekend, but none of the prizes matched up with it. So all these listeners that came along, they didn't have accommodation, they didn't have food vouchers, they didn't have anywhere to have a meal or do anything. And Peter Brock was still alive back in these days. And Bev Brock was there, and she took pity on us, and she sort of looked after us all, because I was running around on the phone trying to get places, because one guy couldn't get into the corporate tent because he didn't have the right lanyard. So all I did was run around organising stuff for them, making calls to people back here and all that sort of stuff.
And so where did you all sleep and eat? What happened?
Well, we were supposed to sleep in these Winnebagos, but the thing was, the Winnebagos were for the backup drivers for the 24-hour race. It's a 24-hour race.
You couldn't take their place. You couldn't take their beds.
So Bev managed to get us a room just where the finish line is of Bathurst. It's where the trophy cabinet is and all that sort of stuff. They had all the trophies where they hand the trophies out for the end. So I had I had foresight to bring a sleeping bag. So I've lay on the sleeping bag with a few of the listeners, and as I'm just going
on the ground,
as I'm going off to sleep, one of the guys goes, "Hey Jonesy, get a load of this."
Oh. What is it?
And he's got the trophy, and he's got no pants on, and he's hanging his whole, area into the trophy. Get a load of this, like this. And I've just gone, okay, this is that.
All right.
That's
Thank you,
my
madam.
Weekend. Then when I'm heading home, the next day driving home, I drop at the news station, the service station, put some fuel in the car. And I buy the newspaper, and there's Brocky drinking out of the same trophy because he won the race.
Gee, what did the losers get?
So that was
Sucking on the corporate teat.
that was bad corporate tea.
That was bad corporate teat.
Yeah, so
And that wouldn't happen now at our radio station.
not here, no, because all those guys are gone. You know,
Yeah.
this is the new breed that run this place.
yeah.
Now we're the best in the business.
Of course.